Hey everyone, it is Jay Soloff with Investors Alley, and this is our options trade of the week. So we are at marketchameleon.com looking at the unusual options volume, and there has been a lot. As you probably realized, there is a whole lot going on with this whole Wall Street bets, squeezing stocks that are heavily shorted, and a lot of action. GameStop, AMC are the two biggest names. The only reason that there's probably not millions of options is because there was halting in a lot of different brokerage. Brokers halted basically everything but closing trades in a lot of these because there were some major issues with margin and volatility and some other things. But it looks like, on the other hand, a lot of people took their attention. They put it into silver. SLV had over 3 million options, which is a ton and 8 times the regular amount. We're going to look at American Airlines, which did trade over 1 million options, more on the call side. It seems to be a similar situation where it's a heavily shorted stock. They also had earnings. A lot of action, kind of a combination of a few different things, about 3 times as much volume as normal. Of course, we know that American is dealing with a lot of issues with the pandemic. All the airlines are just not nearly as much travel, of course. But you could see, though, it was up 9% today. That's, again, it could be related to earnings, but it also could be related to call buying because a lot of people have been shorting this stock. You can see its range of $8 to over $30. So clearly a lot of action in the stock this year and previous year. So let's look at what's going on with some of the trades. Let's see here. So we'll pick one that looks to be opening, where the open interest is lower than the volume. This is a good one here, and probably a typical sort of trade that someone wants to make if they feel like there's going to be some sort of short squeeze. In this case, March calls, the 26 calls with the stock at 18. So out of the money, that tends to be the target, paying above the ask price. So whatever they can get filled at, that's somewhere around the price. These are the 26 calls again, so pretty far from the actual stock price, and they paid over $1 for it. So quite a bit, but they're expecting, whoever's doing this is expecting potentially a squeeze higher or maybe recovery. But either way, very bullish trade. You're spending almost $500,000 on these out of the money calls. So, something like that, probably related to expecting a short squeeze, but there is the potential that this is a fundamental trade based on recovering the airline, as the vaccination rolls out, or maybe it's some combination, but definitely on the bullish side of things. So looking at that more closely, you can see this is what happened with American Airlines. Kind of looks like a squeeze sort of situation. You could see here the earnings did come out today, so there is certainly that aspect too. But if we want to look at trading, let's look at those March calls. So if you're interested in doing something like that, we can see here, let's find the strike, the 26 calls. You could see there was only not that much into open interest and a lot of volume, a lot in one trade. So it's just simply buying. So to do that, all you're doing is buying the option. You could set the price, put it in a little bit lower, try to get filled, but it's as simple as doing that. Is that a good trade? Well, it depends on if you believe there's a potential for a short squeeze or if you think it's going to recover. It's still 50 days away, so there still is time, a lot of time for something to happen. You don't necessarily expect to see American Airlines move by $8, but then it did, jump 9% just today. So interesting situation and will be worth keeping an eye on. So I make straight call, straight put trades in my Option Floor Trader Pro service, which you can check out if you're interested in doing more of this type of trading.